stack developers, software engineers, IT infrastructure managers, and different other job roles. So we have the industry is now evolving and changing, and you would have seen different things happening around us in the last couple of years. For example, we have this a lot of news coming out about this cyber-related frauds and issues that I'm seeing. You would have come across how a lot of people are getting conned or cheated through online and other frauds. And so cybersecurity has become a very important concern, not only for government, but also for organizations and individuals. And with that, a lot of job roles are also evolving in the security and area. And on the other side, we have performance engineering, which about which also I think Aziz will say, where getting an application, not just building it, but on making sure that it works well is also very important. So these are areas where new job opportunities are emerging. So we don't want to just stick to the traditional job roles as software engineers or software testers, but we also want to help people around us, young people, to explore the emerging jobs uh, opportunities in cybersecurity or information security, performance engineering, etc. So that's why we thought we will try to reach out to people and create awareness about these things. Um, so this is what you're seeing is that picture of the Technopark, uh, and on the right side you have the Bhavani building, on the left side and you have the Tejaswini building. That's where we are housed in the Technopark campus, and we have currently about 300 plus IT companies and about 80,000 people working in the Technopark campus, spread over phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. So learning at Faith Infotech, you have an exposure to a different exposure compared to what you would learn in an outside environment. And you have opportunity to connect with possible placement opportunities in different companies here. And so that will give you a different environment for learning, not just for learning, but also to explore different career opportunities here. And we also conduct different programs in association with companies here, with industry, to discuss about the new trends and emerging job roles so that we can design and implement programs based on the requirements of the industry. And this is the picture you see on the left side when the Chief Minister visited our office and interacting with our trainees. And we are also a training partner for many of the companies in Technopark, including UST, IBS, EY, Alliance, Experian, Trendser, etc. So all the programs that we design are in association or in conjunction with the companies here. So we know exactly what the requirements are for the corporate. So any program that we design is basically a program that the companies expect from us. And the new trend that we are seeing, I mean, you would have seen that, a lot of campus offers that have been given in the campuses last year and this year have not been completely honored, but at the same time, there is also hiring happening on the side by side. So the trend is that instead of uh, hiring everybody from the campus, companies are increasingly looking for people who have some basic training or some basic awareness about the job roles. For example, if you're looking for a job role in cybersecurity, if you're looking for a job in performance engineering, companies would prefer to hire people who have at least explored those job roles and got trained and who can be deployed on the job. The reason why they are looking at this kind of what do you call strategy is because you having done a training is a sign that you have an interest in this particular area. And They want to hire people who are passionate about a field. So if you're really passionate about the field, you would have invested your time and money for um, building your skills in it. And there are other job roles like full stack developer, data science engineering, etc., which are also important opportunities for jobs. But the good thing about IT, any IT job, is that it is not a job role that is um, restricted to Trivandrum or Kerala or India, but it's a global job role. So even if you are getting a starting salary, which may not be very, very high in India, the experience that you build here by working 1 or 2 years gives you the foundation to launch a global career, and a career which can span anywhere in the world. So these days we see a lot of young people migrating from India to US or Europe or Australia and all that, and a lot of them struggle to find a job there initially. But then I've also come across many young people who have worked in the IT industry, especially in Technopark, and gain 1 or 2 years experience. And when they move outside India, even if they do a PG there, it is very easy for them to find a job because they have a 2 year or 1 year experience here. And someone who has that 1 or 2 year experience, when they look for an entry level job also in US or Europe, they are able to get started at the very high salaries of maybe about $100,000, which is um, about 85 lakhs to 1 crore in terms of annual salaries. So you're investing maybe half a lakh or 1 lakh rupees here and skilling yourself, getting started on a small job here, maybe starting at 15,000, 20,000 rupees, staying in that for about 2 years and building your profile. That is an investment, not an expense. So it gives you the foundation to launch out a global career. And this skilling is the only area where any investment that you make, unlike if you buy a car or a bike and sell it after 2 years, you sell it for half the money, right? But if you invest your money in skilling, and if you apply that skill that you acquired for 2 years, the value of that skill goes up 100 times. So it is a smart thing to actually invest in building your skills so that you are able to reap the benefits of this by uh, launching out a global career. So I hope this session that you have with uh, the team that we have here, Aziz and Amel and others who will share the experience in performance engineering and cybersecurity, will be enlightening for you to look at this as a career option. And yeah, I think that's all from me. And over to Amal and Aziz. And I think Aziz, Ashika, can you introduce the team from Kansas?
Yes, sir. So thank you for your words. And so it's my privilege to introduce our esteemed speaker, Mr. Abdul Aziz, who holds a master in computer science and brings over 17 years of experience in the IT industry. He is a certified chief information security officer and an information security manager and a certified ethical hacker with expertise in information security and performance engineering. His career has taken him across the globe, and currently he is a director at Cancer Technology Consultants and has previously been associated with notable organizations like USC, CSS Corp, Sutherland and Test House, etc. So, without further ado, I will hand it over to Mr. Abdul Aziz to lead us through an exciting exploration of cybersecurity and performance engineering.
So thank you so much. That was pretty pleasing introduction. I really like it. Candidates, how are you? Are you doing well? You're being very silent. Good morning. Could you please unmute your mic and say good morning, please?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Great, great. So I'm just feeling a lack of energy. Could you please all unmute the mic at the same time and say good morning at the same time, please? Unmute everyone and please say good morning at the same time.
Good morning, sir.
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 All right, great. All right, so look, now before I really go for an introduction of more about performance security, cybersecurity, and performance engineering, I really want you to have your attention here, your 100% attention here. You should not be getting distracted because this is a very valuable time. And this is especially for you to understand what are the opportunities and what is your what is your career path in this field of security and performance engineering. And there are a lot of misconception about some of the wordings. So I want to clear it out, and I really want this to be a very interactive session. So keep your eyes and ear open, and keep your attention here all the time. Thank you so much. Okay, so are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Great. All right. So the agenda of the meeting is to explore the importance of cybersecurity and performance engineering in today's world. So many of you, we are all living in an IT world. So you might be really aware of cybersecurity, but the performance engineering word might be pretty new to you. So we will introduce you to those, and then we will explain you what is the market for these two industries or two professionals. And then we will take you through the training program which we have planned for these two items. And then we will take you through the curriculum and we will explain you how ourselves can help you in building your career in these two areas. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Okay. So what is cybersecurity? So can somebody explain? Krishna Suresh, could you please explain what is cybersecurity from your perspective? Now, I really don't want you to read this from the slides, but just give me your perspective. What do you think about cybersecurity? Krishna Suresh, please unmute yourself. No? Great. Amina Faiza. Great. Now, this is what I was explaining from the beginning. Now, I really want your attention. Can anybody please unmute your mic and explain what do you think about cybersecurity?
It's like keeping data secure.
Absolutely. So when you speak about cybersecurity, what really comes to your mind? Now, when you close your eyes and think about cybersecurity, what really comes to your mind?
And the term ethical hacker.
Ethical hacker, right? Great. Or anything which you can picturize?
No, sir.
All right. So we usually think about a person who is like sitting in a dark room with a face mask and with a hoodie in it, and they may be sitting in a laptop where you can see some black screen or with a green text on it. Mostly kind of a terminal, might be working on a terminal. So that's what you really imagine doing things. It might not be really ethical hacking, but people think about really hacking. People trying to breach confidential information and all those things, right? What you have seen in the movie. So that's what normally, even if you type AI and ask them to give a picture of cybersecurity, based on your search history, you might be getting the one which I have just explained, like a picture of person who is sitting in with a hoodie and a face mask and doing some hacking purpose, not ethical, but unethical hacking. But anyway, so in brief, cybersecurity is actually protecting the data, protecting the information in any form of information which has been there in the, especially in case of, when I say any form, is particularly digital form. And then it ensures three parts, which is the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So confidentiality is nothing but we ensure that if the data has to be confidential, that means it has restricted access. then we have to ensure that the people have only restricted access to that data. For example, if we speak about, let's say we're speaking about army confidential data, right? So there will be a lot of confidential data with Indian Army might be storing. So that data should not be going public, or should not be going to our enemy countries, and should not be leaked to our enemies. So in all those cases, we have to ensure that how the data can be kept confidential. And the integrity is nothing but we have to ensure that if I'm sending you during a bank transaction, let's say that you're trying to transact or you're trying to withdraw 100 rupees, but then the bank should be updating actually 100 rupees has been withdrawn from your account, not 1,000 rupees. So that is where the integrity comes into picture. And availability is where we have to ensure that the resource which you're trying to access, digital resource you're trying to access, should be available whenever required. For example, when you're typing www.facebook.com, the Facebook page should load. www.instagram.com, the Instagram should load. It should not go down at any point of time. So you know what happens when the meta goes down, when Instagram goes down, right? So that's our availability. So this is the three triads of the cybersecurity. We ensure that all the three are getting protected. Confidentiality, integrity, is availability is getting protected. Okay, so this can be in any forms. It can be even if you are like keeping data, you keep all this into a pen drive or into a storage device, and you keep it in your locker. In your locker, so that also means that you are protecting the data. So that also comes under cybersecurity. So it is not just that you are doing ethical hacking. There are a lot of things which comes into picture. Okay, so that's about cybersecurity. When you start your career as a cybersecurity, it's an entry-level job. Primarily, you might be working as a cybersecurity analyst, where you might be working on security testing of the applications, softwares, and all those things. And there is another channel where you can start your career as a network security specialist, specialized into network side. And then there is another specific role called security risk analyst. So security risk analyst is a person who analyzes the security risk associated with the IT systems. For example, let's say that if you are hired for this job, you have to do a research on a particular system and see what are the security flaws in the system, and then you have to inform that particular your reporting manager about this. For example, I'm speaking about, let's say, I'm not talking about application. Let's say that we are talking about a process. Okay, there is a process which says that let's speak about the election process. What do? You have an Aadhaar card, and you take your that slip from the internet and go to your polling booth. You know where is the polling booth, and you have to go to in the booth on that particular booth, that particular number, and then you go to and reach this first person who validate your identity, and there will be a second person who put this ink on your finger, and then you go to this machine, and then you enter, and that's how the entire polling process works, right? Your voting process works. So this might be about when you do a risk assessment, you might be analyzing risk associated with this particular process. So what are the security flaws in this process, or how this can be manipulated, or how this can be exploited? So all those things comes under security risk analysis. And the last part is SOC. SOC is where you speak more about monitoring security. So that is about that's about more about security monitoring on whether there are any breaches or not. Okay, is that clear? Do we have?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's how you start your career in the cybersecurity, and slowly you grow up. You grow up in the ladder, and you become a specialist in each and every category. As you start your career with these things, you might get diverted to a bit more specialized area. Sometimes you get into security forensic, and you might specialize in what we are doing in first 3 years, and then you grow up in the ladder in 5 to 10 years. There you become a senior level, where you might be doing a actual penetration tester, a threat hunter, cloud security compliance officer. But once you become like 10 plus years experience, you become a security leader. So you will be leading the entire team of the security. So it can be, your role might be security chief information security officer, or chief cyber security architect, chief information security officer. CISO and CIO are the two key positions which you can target for when you complete 10 years of experience in cybersecurity. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So,
Okay, perfect. So that's about the career path. Now about the job market, job demand. When we speak about this cybersecurity, you might have heard about the introduction of AI is questioning, or it is actually bringing in a lot of a risk to the people who are working manually. For example, AI might be doing the entire software coding in coming days. So that is what we have been predicting, right? So there are high chances that the normal software developer might lose their job. Do you agree on this? Do you agree?
I don't think. Yeah.
No, they're not taking up in. I mean,
Yeah.
in future, there will be only specializing. For example,
Yeah.
let's say that we are speaking about a business BPO. Okay, that would be a typical example. Let's speak about a BPO where this BPO is where they might be doing some business operations, taking like attending calls from the customer and answering the calls from the customer. Now this has been all replaced by AI bots, isn't it? Now the first level of contact, whenever you try to contact your vendor, the first thing which comes into your contact is AI bot that will ask you a question. So are you specifically looking for these particular things? So earlier we have there was a IVR, and this IVR directs to a person, and the person first answers this question to the customer, and then this person really escalates this call to a specialized. So based on this inquiry, they will divert it to the specialized person who do their job. So this, now we don't have that first level customer service support at all. The non-specialized customer special support is not there at all. So, so AI is definitely going to replace a lot of jobs. But I'm not speaking about the specialized stuff. Those who have specialized skills, definitely they're going to be there in the industry. But non-specialized job or non-critical jobs are definitely going to be taken over by AI. Or AI might be helping them to enhance what they are doing right now. Okay, so in cybersecurity world, definitely AI is there in the picture, but AI is definitely not going to replace the cybersecurity jobs in future. That I can guarantee you, because AI itself has to be security tested. Okay, AI itself has security. So who will do the security of AI? Definitely, there should be a security engineer who has to do a security testing of the AI and ML. Correct. So my point is, cybersecurity is a never-ending job. As far as you have information in digital format, there should be a cybersecurity availability throughout the world. Or I would say it is not going to be end in the next couple of decades for sure. Okay. Now, if you look at the job outlook, a cybersecurity specialist, a median salary in US is around 1,18,000 USD per year. So 1,18,000 USD per year. So that means you have to convert that to multiplied by 84. So that is the total salary a person is getting in a year in US. So if you talk about information security manager, it's like 1.5 lakhs USD per year. So that is 1.8 lakh into 84. So that is the Indian INR conversion into this. So this is the salaries is very high, very, very high. But the problem there is this is a specialized skill set. You should have the commitment, and to do it, you have to learn. You should have the perseverance to learn a lot of things. It is not just, you do one thing today and that's it. You don't have to, you're not ready to enhance yourself. You are sticking on to what you have learned 2 years back or 3 years back. Then, reaching a leadership position seems to be pretty challenging, but you should have the commitment to do it. Then I can guarantee you that if you have proper directions, you can definitely become a CIO or CISO, Chief Information Security Officer, for sure. And definitely withdraw these much salaries if you're getting an opportunity in US or any other part of the world. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Probably this is a pretty old case study. Have you heard about the security breach in Starbucks? Anyone? Starbucks was hacked last week. Did anyone hear about it?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. So Starbucks was hacked last week, and so what happens when a major company is getting hacked? So let's speak about a pretty example. Let's say that what about our own Swiggy is getting hacked? Everyone is using Swiggy, right? What if Swiggy is getting hacked? What will happen? The Swiggy is already a listed company, which is in stock exchange, and it will lose the customer trust in it. So all your information which you have entered in Swiggy will be leaked. It will be available in the dark web, and people can do anything with your data. Okay, and so that means Swiggy will lose the customer trust, customer confidence, and the investors will withdraw from the investments. And at the end of the day, Swiggy will lose a lot of money. And if the breach is really high, the company will go for a breach, and done. The company is dead. Okay, so the security is very, very important for all these organizations. So if there is any security breach, based on the business impact of the breach, there are chances that the company might shut down forever. It will never come back. Okay, so so that is where it is a very unavoidable or inevitable part of any organizations. Security is an inevitable part of any organizations where there should be a security person who will be like reviewing the security risk of the organization and protect the organization from any kind of cyber threat. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Cyber security. Are you
I
clear about everything?
want to just intervene that threat that she's mentioned. I mean, in India, we don't value the security so much, but just to give a picture to the candidates in the US and all that, for example, Starbucks, if the data get breached and their information of the customers getting hacked by somebody and someone misuses that, we can actually sue Starbucks for the breach, and actually they may have to pay out millions of dollars as compensation. So that's where the threat of the company going out of action can happen. So yeah, I just wanted to put that context.
Right. Actually, that really helped me to remember another thing. Now, I'm not sure whether anyone is aware of the data protection law, which is there in our parliament, and I think that will be passed in near future. And the data protection law will be implemented, or a data privacy law will be implemented in India in next couple of years. I think it will be implemented in less than 2-3 years for sure. So once this law is getting implemented, there should be a security officer in each and every organization. In all medium and large scale organizations, a security officer should be there. That become a mandatory. Okay. Now, if you invest it right now in your career in this cyber security, I'm sure that you're going to reap this benefit in next couple of years for sure, because that become a mandate for all the organizations. So at that time, all these Indian organizations will go for reach out to all these existing security engineers who have experience, and there will be a lack of resources, and you can really negotiate on your salary. So now let's say that a 3-year experienced person is getting a salary of let's say 10 lakh rupees per annum. And by 3 years, if there is a huge demand for security engineers, it can directly jump from 10 to 30 lakhs, 30 lakhs per annum. And that is really a huge amount. So this is the right opportunity to really kickstart your career in cybersecurity. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now comes something which is new to you, because all these things what I have really explained, you might have gone through or heard about at least a part of it in your life so far. So now, what is performance engineering? Can anyone explain? Anyone? I'm not going to call out the name. I'm sure that nobody's going to respond if I call it the name. But any one of you, can you just unmute your mic and speak about performance engineering? From your perspective, don't read from the slides. What do you think about performance engineering? Anyone? Okay, now probably I will start with a case study. So the case study will be better. Okay. So let's say about we are speaking about an e-commerce platform. Let's say we are speaking about, for example, we take Flipkart as an example. Okay. So Flipkart goes for a flash sale. Everyone, I know that each and everyone has at least once in your life you have used e-commerce platform like Flipkart or Amazon for sure, right? So on a flash sale, you're going to the website and you're trying to access the website, and if the website is slow, what will you do? Slow or not responding, what will you do?
We'll try reloading it.
No, it's still slow. You've been trying multiple times, it's still slow. And you have Amazon who is doing the flash sale at the same time. What do? Would you switch to Amazon?
Yep, surely.
Surely, right? And you go to Amazon, you say that Amazon is everything is fine. Okay, the speed is fine. You're able to work with Amazon. So what will happen to Flipkart in that case? Flipkart will lose customers, isn't it? If it is a flash sale, they might be expecting billions of money to be generated during the flash sales. And the system is slow, if not responding properly, then all this money will be gone for sure, right? So this is where the performance engineering comes into picture. The performance engineering is a way of fine-tuning the applications to perform on expected traffic. Okay, let's say that we are expecting, I think at this current moment, the Flipkart has around 4 crore accounts. 4 crore accounts in more than 4 crore accounts in Flipkart, and Amazon India has close to like 5 crore accounts in Amazon India. So these are the accounts, total accounts what they have. So all these 5 crore people will try to log into Amazon or Flipkart during the flash sale for sure, isn't it? They might not have to buy anything, but they just want to go and explore and see whether there are anything which they can buy in cheaper price. It is more kind of window shopping, right? You don't have any intention to buy anything, but you just go through it and see whether you have anything or not, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. So the system should be prepared enough to handle the 4 crore or 5 crore users at the same time, isn't it? So preparing the system to handle this much load is called performance engineering. Okay, so we will engineer the system in such a way that even if 5 crores people or users log in at the same time and they use the system will never break. Okay, so this is a brief about performance engineering. I can give you another example. Have you ever heard about BevQ? During the COVID season, there was an application developed by our state government for beverage corporation. So that was BevQ. Have you ever heard about it? Anyone? No, don't feel shy. It's all almost fine. If you say BevQ, that's absolutely fine. BevQ, anyone? 4 years back, during I think 2021 is when government has launched the BevQ, and that was a disaster. I think Jobin was saying something. Jobin?
Yeah, I've heard it.
Right. So what happened was BevQ was introduced to ensure that there was no queue. There is no physical queue in the beverage stores, while you get a token from an application, and that will give you the time and the shop name where you have to go and directly collect the stuff or buy liquor from there. So you don't have to really stand in the physical queue. So what happened was this application was developed without considering performance engineering. Okay, and it was developed in a very, very small platform. There was no performance engineering conducted, and the government has launched the application. And within launching in 1 hour, the application totally bursted out. And everyone started blaming the software who developed it. Even the government was also targeted for the attack for not performing this particular BevQ application. So this would have definitely prevented if there was a proper performance engineering done in that particular application. Okay. Are you clear about it? Are you able to connect it? What's the performance engineering now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is about performance engineering. Now, so what is the career path for performance engineering? So, before really go to career path, this is a very niche field. Okay, so this is like, you don't find like so many people learning this particular skill set or getting an opportunity to learn this particular skill set, because this is a a very skilled profession. You should really have some good analytical skills. While you really learn a lot of things, it is not just about how to create a software. It is not just about how a network is being built. It is not just about how the DNS is getting set it up. To become a good performance engineer, you should have a very good holistic approach of how an IT thing works. So, for example, how a software works, how a website works. You should have a high-level picture. So, for example, what happens when you type www.google.com? What actually happens in the background, and where all this, the request is going through, and how it comes back. So you'll get a complete picture of all those things. So until unless you don't understand the complete picture, you will never be able to become a good performance engineer. Okay, so this is very few people really get an opportunity to really understand this. So those who get an opportunity and have an interest, they really excel in this particular field. So if you just go out and search for performance, senior performance tester or senior performance engineer job roles, the salary is much higher than the same experienced software developer or any other a normal software tester, those kind of fields, because this is a very niche field, very highly skilled field. And the people are or the people who was really trained this in this area is very less. So if you have the right skill, you can really crack the job and get exponentially high salary than a normal person in other fields. Okay, so the career path starts from a performance tester or a normal performance engineer, then it becomes a performance tester or analyst, and then become a senior analyst, and then becomes a lead, and then becomes a manager or an architect. Okay, and all these IT industries, you call any industries, you call Infi, you have a performance, they have a performance center of excellence. So that means they have a separate dedicated performance engineering team. And even take UST, you take IBS, you take any companies, any medium or large scale companies across Technopark, everyone would have a dedicated performance engineering team. Without this, they cannot survive in the industry. But the problem there is still there's a huge gap of people, knowledgeable people in this area. So if you pick it up, if you have the perseverance, if you are ready to dedicate your time, if you have a logical reasoning skills, just put your time here, and you will become, in 2-3 years, you will become a good performance engineer. And then you start looking for a better job. You will the salary what you will be getting will be multiplied by what you are getting in the starting of your career. So, for example, in starting of career, you might be getting like 3 lakhs, but when you jump after 3 years, you might be getting directly to like 15 lakhs. So this is what the market trend. I'm not really exaggerating the numbers. You can Google the numbers by yourself by searching these particular keywords, and find out what is the salary or what is the salary the companies are offering. Okay, so that's about the career path in performance engineering. And now there are over, like as I said, as we speak, there are like more than 30,000 unfilled performance testing jobs worldwide, because you might never have heard about this performance engineering training given by any companies. The performance engineering, performance testing, there are many people who are providing training. But performance engineering level training, I don't think there is any company who is providing performance engineering level training, especially in Kerala, because this is still kind of a very niche skill set. So they are not getting right trainers to do it until and unless you get a person who is already experienced, who has spent their time in this particular field and really understands this particular area. They won't be able to explain if you don't have the real experience, you won't be able to train the people. So we don't having the right people who has the right experience. So that's the reason why the training institutes are not having these particular specialized area in performance engineering for training. Okay, so the opportunities are really high. The training institutes are very less. The job opportunities, there is still a lot of unfilled positions in many organizations across the world. So this is the right time to pitch in. You learn something, you spend your time, you learn performance engineering, you become a performance engineer. You spend your time in next couple of years, let's say 2 or 3 years, and then after 3 years you switch to another job. The moment you are a good skilled engineer, I can guarantee you that you will be getting multiples or exponentials of what you're getting right now. Okay. So
Okay, sir.
yeah. So the salary is almost similar to a security engineer, and it depends on region to region. For example, if you go to US, US the market is like they are for a starting performance engineer they are paying like 90,000 USD per year. So it would be somewhere around like 18 lakhs salary on a starting basis. Okay, and as you grow on in your ladder, you might get up to like 1,30,000 USD per year, and it will go on. Okay, so the case study we have already explained about the case study. Do you have any questions so far on performance engineering? Because this might be something new to you. Any question from anyone? Okay, I assume you understood everything of the performance engineering.
One more example I can give about performance engineering. For example, this I think this in Google Meet itself that we're using. For example, a performance engineer, how they might design this application. For example, if the bandwidth is low, the cameras get turned off automatically, right? The voice is the last to be disconnected. I think that's an example for performance engineering. Or your WhatsApp calls, when we have someone on the WhatsApp call video, and if the bandwidth is low, it switches to only the audio part, so that the call is sustained. So I mean, these are some typical examples that we face on a day-to-day basis. Yeah.
And as you see that there are a lot of mobile applications specialized on e-commerce applications or logistic applications. You have you search in Google Play Store, you will find hell lot of e-commerce applications. You will find a lot of let's say a lot of games and a lot of logistics like or food delivery apps. All these applications, you might expect that there is a huge set of users getting logged in or trying to access that particular application at the same time. So how do we ensure that even if large number of users log into the application doesn't crash? Okay, the bottlenecks, or even if the application is crashing, the bottleneck can be in the code, the application, or the bottleneck can be in the database, the bottleneck can be in the infrastructure, or the bottleneck can be in the hardware. So as a performance engineer, we really find out where the application, or we really figure out these bottlenecks before it actually goes to the production and the application crashes. So that's what the performance engineering do. It's a very highly skilled job, a very professional job, and a very interesting job as well. Compared to any other things. As a performance engineer, you will learn some basics of programming. You will understand how a network works, how you will understand how a website works, how a desktop applications work, how a mobile application works. You will understand about the hardwares. You will understand how a technology stack works, and you will understand what are the different tiers of applications and how it interacts with each other. You will understand about the latest technologies. You will understand about the service architecture. So these are all things you will understand in first few years of your experience. So for example, now we have actually get rid of the monolithic architecture. So now it's all moving to the micro level architecture. So where we have been working with the Dockers, with Kubernetes, so all those things. So I'm not sure how many people really know about Kubernetes. So this is a microservice architecture where all these software has been developed, or these products are getting developed in the micro level architecture. So this is where, so you, unless you doesn't understand how a Kubernetes works or how microservice architecture works, you will never be able to understand this or implement the performance engineering. So you this kind of you learn each and every day. You groom yourself as a good performance engineer, and then you go to market and sell yourself. So that is what at the end of the day, if you want to make yourself good in the market, you have to learn. You have to spend some time. You have to learn. You have to be really dedicated to this. You have to use your logical skills, analytical skills, and gain as much as experience you can in first few years. And then you go, you say that, okay, I was withdrawing like 3 lakhs or 5 lakhs in my first 3 years. Now I'm never going to go anything below 20 lakhs. So if you're a really good performance engineer, I can bet you that you will definitely get 20 lakhs for sure, if you're getting the right opportunity. Clear? So now, how we are going to help you on, what is the program is all about. The program is of intensive of 2 months training. It will be a combination of information security and performance engineering, with 1 month hands-on internship in real world example. So once you complete 2 months of training, and then you will have 1 month real world example or internship training for what you have learned in last 2 months. So there is an eligibility criteria for this internship. So that we'll be discussing in future. And what are the benefits you get? You get yourself knowledgeable on the ongoing growth fields on both performance and security engineering. And during the internship, you will understand. You will get some real world examples or experience on the security and performance. And it's what you learn as well. So you know about cybersecurity fundamentals at the end of 3 months. You understand the fundamentals of performance engineering, best practices. You'll get some hands-on the industry leading tools, and then you get expert guidance and mentorship. So myself, as I said, I've been working across multiple organizations, so I can share my experiences with you. I can ask you to shadow my team on the real world project, so you can understand this. So then, after these 3 months, if you go to an interview for a cybersecurity, starting a junior role, I can guarantee you that you will definitely crack the job after this this particular training period. Okay. So and also, I think we have already explained about the career path. We will really guide you on how to, based on your skill set, your interest, we can really guide you on which role really fits you, or which is that cybersecurity or performance engineering, which one really fits you. And even in each of everything, there are some specialized roles itself. So, for example, cybersecurity engineer, there is a role called SOC, Security Operations Center. There is more on the monitoring side. And there is another role called security analyst, where it actually do the vulnerability assessment, penetration testing of the applications, or ethical hacking of the application. So there are many fields inside it. So based on the skill set, we will guide you on where you really fits in, and you can really excel your knowledge on, or specialize your area on those suggested areas. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so on performance engineering, this is like primarily 5 modules. It is starting from basic concepts of performance engineering and performance measurements, and you will get familiarized with Postman. And then in the module 2, you will get into the software development lifecycle, performance testing in software development lifecycle, and again getting into some tools, and it will also help you in certain international certifications if you are interested. And again, there is another tool called Fiddler, which will take you through. And then on module 3, we will actually get into the execution part, where we will explain you what is the client-side performance testing, what are the different tools we use in client-side performance testing. And module 4 is primarily about the server-side performance testing, and what is server-side performance testing, what are the tools which we use. You'll get familiarized with all the tools listed here. which is JMeter, load runner, neo load Gatling, and all those things. And then on module 5 is primarily on the monitoring side. So what is performance monitoring and how do you analyze the results? And there are few monitoring tools as well, which is a Dynatrace, Grafana, application insights. So we'll take you through all these things. So at the end of all the module 5, you will get really understand how a performance engineering works at least in theoretical part. And you, in addition to that, you will get some hands-on on the tools. And with this 1 month additional training or internship based on the eligibility, you will get the real world experience as well on how you work on a real projects. Clear? So similarly, we have a similar curriculum for cybersecurity. There is cybersecurity foundation, cybersecurity foundation, and then it goes to the encryption and data protection. And then we go to the comprehensive security strategies. How do we really protect the data using our strategies? What are the different strategies to do it? And then module 4 is where we really understand how to identify the threats and how do we defend the attacks. And module 5 is working on mastering essential security tools. We will take you through some of the key tools which has been listed here. You might have heard about Burp Suite, Zap Proxy, Nessus, Nmap, MetaExpert. There are a lot of tools. We'll take you through these tools. We will guide you through the tools, how to use it by your own. So this is what about cybersecurity curriculum. Any questions, anyone?
Yeah, just to add to what Aziz mentioned, so this is going to be a dual specialization program, not just where you learn cybersecurity or performance engineering, but you will be learning both cybersecurity as well as performance engineering, so that candidates, and why we are teaching these two parallelly is because we wanted to experiment with both these career options and understand where your interests and tastes lies. And we can also make an assessment of where your interest and where your aptitude is. And based on that, we will be able to guide you to the right career path, because it's important that you're able to choose the path that is most appropriate for you. And you can never choose something which you have not experienced or experimented with. So we wanted to experiment with this two different tracks and then arrive at what you are best at. And we will try to put you into that internship where your interest can actually be explored. And after that, we will try to support you with placement opportunities. I think, Aziz, is that right?
Absolutely, that's right. So instead of I would say experimenting, it is more kind of your choice. You learn these two things, performance engineering as well as cybersecurity. And at the end of the training, if you feel like you want to continue in performance engineering, we will guide you on how to really build your career in performance engineering. Okay, and then if somebody of you might feel like, okay, I want to go to cybersecurity, and this is the special area which you want to do. So you have a choice. Until and unless you really don't understand these two things, you will never know where your actual skill sets are. Okay, and now if there might be a term when you might not be able to decide which one to choose. There we will guide you based on your evaluation, based on your performance. We will guide you on which one really suits you.
Yeah, and during this internship time, you will be actually shadowing the team which is into cybersecurity and performance engineering from Kansas, so that it's not a normal training where you are doing some classroom training, but you'll actually be shadowing some cases, so that you are able to actually look at what's really happening in the industry, and from there develop your skills so that you're ready for the job. So I think I hope all of you have had a reasonable understanding of what we are trying to do, and those of you feel that you would like to look at this more closely and get more information about the program and look at this career options, you can reach out to Ashika, and she will be able to share more details about the program. How we have, yes, I think Ashika's number is there on the chat box now. You can take it down. So how we have envisaged conducting this program is there'll be a 1 hour of instructor-led online training every day in the morning, and then throughout the day you will have practical where you'll work out assignments and problems, and you will be given an online support to solve the problems. And at the end of 1 month, you will complete the cybersecurity part, and then the next month you will do the performance engineering program in the similar way. 1 month, 1 day, 1 hour a day in the morning on instructor-led online training, and then a full day of assignments. And because these are things that you need to actually work out quite a bit early, then you will develop your skills. So on completion of the 2 months of training, you will have a full-time internship with the Cancer team. And on completion of the 1 month internship, there will be again an assessment. And based on this, you could have opportunities for placements. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. So it's a online training.
It's an online training because the team is sitting different places. Secondly, this requires a lot of online habit because cybersecurity also requires an online habit. So that's why we're trying to do this. Because there's a Cancer team which is sitting in another office. They will be the ones who will be supporting this delivery, and the Faith Infotech will be doing the other coordination and placement services.
Okay, sir.
Is there any engineering background required for this course?
Some basic programming knowledge will be useful, not essentially engineering. And those who do not have the basic programming, there will be a foundation program that Faith Infotech will be taking. Do you have any basic programming knowledge?
Okay. No, I don't have. I am
Okay.
basically from the finance field.
Yeah. So if you learn
Don't
one
really
programming
doing,
language, independent, either Python or Java or JavaScript, it will be useful to have some programming knowledge. If you don't have, we will be giving a foundation for about 10 days on basic programming.
Okay. Thank you.
Jobin, Srilakshmi, anybody else has any questions?
And sir, what about the timings?
Right now we have planned 1 hour in the morning, 9 to 10 as a scheduled time. We might change that based on the feedbacks of others. We may have people from the industry also coming to join for the course. So based on that, we may relook at the timing. Right now, 9 to 10 is what we have scheduled as the online training time. And then throughout the day, online support will be available. 9 to 6 should be the normal time. I mean, it's going to be a full-time activity.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So I think you can reach out to Ashika for any information, or we are planning to start the batch at least in January first week. So before that, we are trying to reach out to more people. And if you have friends or relatives who may be interested in this area, especially for students who are studying in different colleges, you can inform them about this so that they can also look at this option. Aziz, Ashika, anyone else anybody wants to add something?
No, I think that's it from my side. Thank you.
So thank you all, and God bless you, and take care. Ashika?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Abdul, for an insightful session.
Thank you, Abdul. Thank you for the entire team from Kenza.
Thank you, team. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.